Okay, we're going to do inscribed angles this time. And so one of the things you need to know is that an inscribed angle, the measure of angle ABC is equal to, let me get my pen, is equal to 1/2 the measure of arc AC. So an inscribed angle is an angle with its vertex on the circle with two sides that are chords. So the vertex is on this circle right there. An intercepted arc is the arc that lies between the end points of an inscribed angle. So that would be this intercepted arc. And the measure of the inscribed angle is equal to half the measure of the intercepted arc. Okay, intercepting a diameter. So now we're talking about a diameter, which is right here. If an inscribed angle intercepts a diameter, then it is a right angle. And the measure of BAC right here is going to be 90 degrees. Okay, overlapping arcs. If two inscribed angles intercept the same arc, then the angles are congruent. So the measure of ABD is equal to the measure of angle ACD. ACD. So these two are equal. All right, so now we're going to go through some problems. So let's go over here. I'm a little crooked. Let me see if I can get this straight. Oh well, whatever. All right. Oops. Okay, so let's go back and start this. Okay, so the first thing we have is that this is 62. So if this is 62, this one is 31 degrees. All right, if this one is 113, then this is twice as big, which is 226. Now, we want to know what PQR is. So remember, that's 90 degrees. Okay, so now let's go to this next one. So if we look at the measure of 47, so here is 47, then with the measure of BC, we need to think about this is an inscribed angle, so therefore we want to go 47 times 2, which makes this one here 94, and then subtract that from 180 because this is a diameter, and you end up with 86. Okay, so let's go to JKL. So we want to find the measure of angle JKL. So what we need to do is go 53 plus 65. 53 plus 65 is equal to 118. And then subtract that from 360, and we get 360 minus 118. So we get 242. And then remember, so this whole thing here is 242, so this one's going to be half of that, which is going to be 121. All right, let's go to our next problem. And our next problem, we know this is 75, and we got 64. So we want to find a few things. We want to find the measure of angle RST, so this angle here, and RUT. Okay. So RST and RUT, I know this is 64, 139, and 75. So 64 plus 139 plus 75 gives me 278. Subtract from 360. So 360 minus 278 gives me 82. So this one over here is 82. All right, so if I want to look at this angle right here, it intersects this arc, which means it's half of it, which is going to be 41. And then if you look at our next angle, so now we're looking at this angle, and you'll notice it goes along with this arc as well, so it's 41. It's really helpful to use colors, so please use colors so you can see which arc goes with what angle. All right, moving right along. Let's go here. So now we're going to find each value or measure. So solve for x. So we are doing this angle right here. So remember that angle is going to be half of this arc. So 8x minus 9 is going to be 158 divided by 2. So 158 divided by 2 is 79. So 8x minus 9 equals 79. Add 9, add 9. 8x equals 88. X equals 11. All right, let's go to the next one. So the next one, we know that if this is 67, then, and we want this, so we know that this arc is going to be twice as big as 67. So we can say that 4x plus 58 is equal to 2 times 67. So 67 times 2, so 4x plus 58 equals 134. Subtract 58, and we got, 58 minus 58. We got 4x equals 76, and then divide by 4, and we get x equals 19. All right, let's move on to the next. And let me zoom in. And on the next page, we are going to deal with, let's see. Oh, okay. So I see this. We've got this inscribed angle, which means this here is 180. So remember, it's half. So 13x minus 1 is going to be equal to 180 divided by 2. So 13x minus 1 equals 90. Add 1. 13x equals 91. Divide by 13, and therefore x equals 7. All right, so let's go to our next one. We want to solve for 76. Let's see, we know this is 114, so that means this whole thing here is 228. And we want 228 plus 78 is equal to 306. So 306, we want to subtract 360. Oops, sorry. We want to subtract that from 360 to find out what our other one is. So 360 minus 306 is going to give me 54, which means that this right here is 54. So if I want to solve for that, that means I've got 7x plus 6 is going to be equal to 54 divided by 2. So 7x plus 6 equals 27. Subtract 6. 7x equals 21, so x equals 3. All right, let's go to the next one. So once again, we've got an inscribed angle, so we need to add these two together. So 162 plus 92 is going to equal 254. We want to subtract that from 360. So we get 106, so that means this arc right here is 106. So to solve this, we want to take this 7x minus 10 and 106 divided by 2. So 7x minus 10 is equal to 53. Add 10. 7x equals 63, so therefore x is equal to 9. Okay, moving right along. Let's see, to solve this one, this angle is 67, so we want to double it to get this. So 67 times 2 gives me 134. Now, if you add all the way around the circle, it's 360. So 5x plus 21 plus 120 plus 134 should equal 360. So 5x plus, let's see, 21 plus 120 plus 134 gives me 275, which equals 360, just combining like terms. So subtract 275, and we get 5x is equal to 85, and then divide by 5. You get x equals 17. All right, let's scoot this up and we can deal with these other ones. Okay, so now we've got FGH, angle FGH. So this angle right here is equal to 6x plus 21. And F arc FGH, FJH is equal to 17x minus 28. We want to find FJH. So what we need to think about is this arc is equal to twice the angle. So we're going to say 17x minus 28 is going to be equal to 2 times 6x plus 21. 17x minus 28 equals 12x plus 42. I'm going to subtract 12x. So I get 5x minus 28 is equal to 42. Add 28. Let's go up here. So now we've got 5x is equal to 670. And now we're going to divide by 5. Therefore, x is equal to 14, but that's not what it's asking for. It's asking for FJH. So we're going to go in and we're going to go 17 times 14 minus 28. And you get 210 degrees. All right, let's go to our next one. And so our next one, we know that angle STU is equal to 5x minus 16. We know that arc SU is 12x minus 50. So why don't you guys go ahead and give it a go. Come back, pause it, and come back when you're ready. And the answer is 29 degrees. All right, let's move this up. Let's go here. So we've got ABD. So this right here is equal to 6x plus 26. And then we've got ACD. This angle right here is equal to 13x minus 9. We want to find AD. So we need to solve for x so that we can find that arc. Okay, so let's see, what shall we do? Well, if you remember when we were back in the beginning, if those two are inside, those two angles are equal to each other. So we just have to set these equal to each other and solve. So subtract 6x, subtract 6x, and we get 26 is equal to 13 minus 6 is 7. 7x minus 9, add 9. We get 7x equals 35, so therefore x equals 5. So now if we find out what this angle is equal to, so 6 times 5 plus 26, so that's 30 and 26, which is 56, and all we have to do is double that because it goes with the arc, so it's equal to 112 degrees. Okay, our last one. Why don't you go ahead and give it a go? I'm going to pause. So go ahead and pause and then give it a go and start it up when you're ready. Okay, so here what you had to remember is when you have two chords that hit the side of the circle at the same place, they're 90 degrees. So that means the other two angles, when you add them together, should equal 90. And your final answer should be 76. Moving right along. So now we're going to talk about quadrilaterals. So let's zoom in. If a quadrilateral is inscribed in a circle, then its opposite angles are supplementary. And if you remember what supplementary means, it means that they are 180. So in circle P to the right, that means that the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle C is going to be equal to 180, and the measure of angle B plus the measure of angle D is equal to 180. So that's what we're going to have to use to solve these problems. So let's cruise up here. So that means that if we know this is 92, if we subtract it from 180, 180 minus 92 gives us 88. So 180 minus 92 gives us 88. So J is 88. And then for our next one, we're going to go 180 minus 45, which is going to give us K. So 180 minus 45 gives us 135. All right, go ahead and do the next one and come back when you're ready. Pause. Okay, so we had to use the fact that we had an inscribed angle, and that's how we got this part right here. And then we just solved from there. All right, let's do number 3. So number 3, we need to figure out what A is. So let's see. I think I'll do D first, because if you look at D, this is an inscribed angle. So if I add 39 plus 61, I get 100. So 39 plus 61 equals 100, and the inscribed angle is half of it, so that means D is 50. Okay, so I know this is 50. Now, let's see, how about C, or let's see. Okay, so the opposite angle, so B, is just, it should equal 180, so 180 minus 50 is going to give you B, which is going to be 130. All right, and now we need to find the other one. Okay, so for A, that's this angle here. So if I add up 61 and 147, so 61 plus 147 gives me 208. 208, and that's how much that whole arc is. So if we find half of 208, you get it's 104. So this is 104. And then we said B is 130, 4 angles, so that means that, actually we could just look at the opposite angles. So if this is 104 minus 180 is 76. And there you go. All right, let's go to this next one and see if we can figure this out. So remember that 68 and 9x minus 5, these are opposite angles. Therefore, 68 plus 9x minus 5 should equal 180. So 68 minus 5 is 63 plus 9x equals 180. Subtract 63. And you get 9x equals 180 minus 63, which is 117. And then divide by 9, and you get x equals 13. All right, you go ahead and give the other one a go. Pause, and then come back on when you're ready. All right, and here's the answer. X is equal to 3. Cruising right along. Okay, so now we're going to solve this one. And so we need to think about what we've got going on here. So let's see. If I want to do opposite angles, so if you look, this here makes that arc. So I just need to go find out what that arc is. So 91 plus 135 is equal to 226. So if the arc is 226, that's an inscribed angle, so that means this is half of it, 113. Now we can use that those two opposite angles equal 180. So 15x minus 23 plus 113 equals 180. So 15x and 113 minus 23 plus 90 equals 180. Subtract 90. We got 15x equals 90, and then 90 divided by 15 gives me x equals 6. All right, it's your turn, so go ahead and pause and come back when you're ready. And so the answer is x equals 11. All right, number 8. This is our last one. So let's go through this one. Let's see. W, so this is equal to 5x plus 1. And then we know y is equal to 13x minus 37. All right, so if you remember, opposite angles of a quadrilateral and a circle equal 180. So 5x plus 1 plus 13x minus 37 equals 180. Combine 18x minus 36 equals 180. Add 36 to both sides. And we get 180 plus 36. So 18x equals 216 divided by 18. X equals 12. We want the measure of angle Y. So we want to go back and say 13, plug in the 12, minus 37. So 13 times 12 minus 37 gives me a total of 119 degrees. And we're done.